Welcome to Mariposa Skies How To's. I'm Katie Schlegel. I'm the creator and owner of Mariposa Skies, where I travel the world looking for fashion in all the world's markets. And in those markets, I seek out and find local artisans. I learn about their stories, I learn about their craft, their fashion, and then I invest in their businesses and I bring that fashion back to the United States to share with you all. So in today's how-to, I'm going to be showing you how to make a purse out of a single piece of cloth. You might be wondering how to do that, and it's totally understandable because it sounds a little weird. How can you make a purse out of a single piece of cloth without any sewing involved? Well, of course, the Japanese found a way all the way back from like the 1400s. They've been using this type of wrapping cloth known as the Furoshiki. Again, that's Furoshiki, and that's basically meaning wrapping cloth. Simple as that. So you can kind of see some examples behind me. There are a few different ways that I'll be showing you today how to use those wrapping cloths and to make them purses. And I will get into that as soon as I show you a couple different things. Actually, one thing in particular I want to show you is how to tie a knot, which is vital to being able to wrap or doing a furoshiki correctly. Okay, so now you can see, hopefully you are able to see this beautiful cotton fabric that was handmade in Japan. It has these sweet little cranes that are on them. It's like a baby blue with this sweet little coral legs and white bodies. It's just super cute. I was immediately drawn to it when I saw it. But this is a furoshiki. This is a wrapping cloth. As you can see, it's been used quite a bit, so it's a little bit wrinkled. But this is 100% Japanese cotton. And what you can do if you do not have this type of wrapping cloth, you can use just a regular piece of cotton that you get from the fabric store or anything like that, and then you can just basically hem the ends of it so it can be nicely done. So or not, you could just leave the edges raw as well. But I would recommend hemming them, just doing a sweet little hem. Quick little hem there, and then it can be cotton, it can be all sorts of fabrics. Really, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever, but I use cotton just because, one, it's easy to wash, and two, it is pretty much more of a stiffer cotton fabric, so it keeps its shape a little bit better. This size, and they come in all different sizes, the furoshiki. This size is a 27.5 by 27.5, and typically they are a square. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you how to tie a knot. I know you're like probably saying to yourself, Katie, come on, I know how to tie a knot already, but there is a particular way that I want to show you. That is the furoshiki way of tying a knot, okay? So in order to see that, I wanted you to see that real quick. And then I'll give you like an example of what not to do and what to do. No pun intended. Okay, so you're gonna take the two ends. Remember, it's square, so it doesn't matter which end. You'll take the two ends, the tails, and basically this may be opposite, but listen to my words as opposed to my actions. I'm not sure if the camera is showing the correct way or not, but you'll take the left hand ear and you'll put it over the right ear, and then you'll just bring it through. And then what you'll do, which is different than what we usually do, you'll take the right ear and fold it down, and then you'll take the left ear and fold it, or put it over the right ear, and then you'll slip it through the hole, creating this really sweet, really good looking knot. So how you can tell if you did it correctly is if the fabric ears are facing the actual way the fabric is running as well. So you can see that it's running the same way, okay? And also another way to tell if you did it correctly is basically you take the left ear in your right hand and then the loop end of the fabric in your left hand, and then you'll pull, and so it loosens this knot, and then you'll be able to slip it out, okay? So that's how you know that you did it correctly. So I'll do that real quick again, just to show you the difference. I'm not gonna walk you through it, but I will show you the difference of what it looks like comparatively. So that's the correct way to tie your knot. And then the incorrect way, which I was doing all along, is that. So you know that you did it incorrectly if your ends are pointing away from the actual run of the fabric. So it's creating more of like a cross as opposed to nicely flowing. And this one you can't, it just tightens. If you try to pull it, it won't come out as the other knot does. Okay, so that is the first way or lesson that you need to know to be able to tie a furoshiki bag, okay? All right, so let's get to the first purse. You're going to take the fabric and you're going to make a triangle with it. But it's going to be, the fabric is going to be the right side is going to be on the inside for right now, okay? So what you'll do is you'll take one end and you're going to take quite a bit of fabric and you're just going to create a slip knot on this end, so it looks like that. And then you're going to take the other end and do the same thing. Again, it's going to be quite a bit of fabric that you'll create. And essentially is what you're doing is you're creating a wall. So then after that is you just flip it right side out. Okay, so now again, to show you the way that you tie the top knot, is you're going to take the left over the right, slip it under, and you're going to fold the right ear down and take the left ear and slip it through the hole. Just kind of play around with the fabric to make it look really elegant and really sweet. And then you just created your first furoshiki bag, which you can just put through your arm and just drop whatever you want inside, whether it be just to go shopping or put your wallet, whatever you want. It's basically you just created a purse out of a piece of fabric. No sewing required. How cool is that? Okay, so that is the first way. I'll be showing you two other ways. Let me show you again how to untie it. So you're going to take it into your right hand, the left ear into your right hand, and just loosen the knot, and then you're going to slip it, and it unslips, or slips through rather. Okay, so that is the first way. Pretty simple, no sewing required, pretty amazing, right? Okay, so the second way, again, you're going to have your fabric on the opposite side of where you want it, of what you want it in the end result, and you're going to fold it into a square or triangle, sorry, not a triangle, a rectangle. And then you're going to take the one side and you're going to do your furoshiki knot, okay? So you'll take again your left over your right and slip it under. Now one side is going to be a bigger knot and one's going to be a smaller knot. I'm going to be doing this, the bigger knot first. So, so first do that, and then you're going to take your right-handed ear, fold it down, and take your left ear over the right and then create your furoshiki knot. All right, so that's the larger knot. I'm gonna do a smaller knot on this end. Again, it's gonna be the left over the right. Do a little bit bigger, smaller. Underneath. And you're gonna fold the right down and then slip it through the knot or the hole. So you created this tiny little knot. Okay, so you have a large knot and a small knot on either end. So it just created, you just tied the two ears together on either end. And then you're gonna flip it right side out. And you're gonna take the small end through the large, or the small knot, through the large knot. Which creates this sweet little pocket with a nice little wrist handle. So isn't that sweet? And it has this cute little like knot on the outside. And then it's pretty easy to just fill up first. Just put all your stuff in there, whatever you need, and then just slip it through and put it on your wrist and you're good to go. Head out the door like nothing. So awesome, right? You can do a couple different ways, a couple different styles. Again, if you had bigger piece of fabric, you can create a larger purse that could eventually create a shoulder bag. So that's pretty awesome too. These are just smaller styles that I have. And so I wanted to show you with the traditional furoshiki cotton material. Okay, so the last and final way that I'll be showing you is a little bit more complicated, but just as easy. So we're gonna keep it, the fabric, right side fabric, facing down, and we're gonna take our ends. Again, it doesn't matter which one because this is a square piece of fabric, so it's all the same size on each side. So you're gonna take your two ears and you'll just do the beginning of your furoshiki knot, okay? So you're left over the right and just slip it through where it creates just a very loose beginning of your knot. You're gonna flip it around, you're gonna take your other side and do the same thing. The right over the left, the left over the right, and then create just a loose knot, okay? So this is where it gets a little tricky because you have to make sure that your ends are staying out. So then, so these are the two sides. Then you're gonna take the two sides and you're gonna connect them by this, by either side on the same side of the material. And this is where you're gonna do your furoshiki knot, okay? So you have your left over your right. And then you're gonna slip it through the little loop. Again, just make it look very nice. Make sure it's going in the same direction. You'll flip it around and you'll do the same thing on this side. You're gonna take your left over your right. Okay, then put your right ear down and then slip the left ear through the loop. So it creates this like little kind of hole at the top. And what you can do, there's two ways you can use this one. So this is a more secure bag. You can either take these two knots and kind of just take the bottom and push your hand through. So it creates a little handle, as you can see. Or, which is just easy, you can do that through your wrist, or you can just grab it with your hand. Or what you can do also is just play around with it and take one of the sides. I'll show you again what I did. So you had that, and take one of the sides and you just kind of push it through, push it down so it creates more of a wrist bag. And that's it. That's all you have to do, guys. Again, to show you how to loosen the knots, you're gonna take the the left ear, left-handed ear in your right hand, and then the loop in your, the left-handed loop in your left hand, and you're gonna pull it through to loosen the knot, and then you're just gonna slip it. And it's as simple as that. So again, hopefully this works. There you go. And then it's a piece of square material again. So that's it. So pretty simple, right? It's pretty amazing what you can do. Pretty fascinating that this has been around in Japanese fashion and Japanese culture for centuries. It's pretty inventive as well, which doesn't surprise me with Japan just being very inventive with whatever they do, and being able to use something multiple ways is pretty amazing. So if you look up on the internet on Google and Google search, you can find a bunch of different ways to be able to do these wrapping cloths. And it's called Furoshiki, and it's spelled Furoshiki, Furoshiki. And you can see how they use them for their lunch boxes, how they wrap gifts in them, how they wrap wine bottles for giving as presents. Even their water bottles, they have a special way to wrap up their water bottles. So it's pretty amazing. I absolutely love it, and I think that it should be incorporated for sure in the Western culture. And I think it is gaining a little bit of traction, and I hope to see more people using wrapping cloths and cloths in their fashion, in their everyday look. That would be amazing. And it's a way of adding a little bit of color to your outfit, with a pop of color in your accessories, and a little bit of pattern, a little bit of fun. And you'll definitely get people asking you, where'd you get that, or how'd you make that? And you can tell them that you did it with no sewing required, which is pretty amazing, to make a purse that you don't have to sew. So, all right, that is it for today. I just really appreciate you stopping in and watching this how-to. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I would love for you to share it and with your friends and family, and anyone else that you'd like to share this with. And I hope to see you at the next how-to at Mariposa Skies. If you'd like to get more information on these Furoshiki bags, I do have a few. As you can see, these are up at the shop on Mariposa Skies. So it's www.mariposaskies.com, and you can take a look at those that I have, that I was able to get when I was in Japan. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.